Okay, so this is going to be a quick little lecture on the lumbosacral plexus, a couple of caveats and disclaimers beforehand. This is not a complete picture of absolutely everything you need to know. There are going to be exceptions to the general rules that I mentioned here so far as like nerves innervating muscle groups, like for example the double innervation of adductor magnus. So these are kind of just a general schema to start on, like a jumping off point to continue on with your understanding of the neuromuscular and innervation of the lower limb, okay? So, what we're gonna do, and it's gonna sound kind of crazy, but just like follow along and you'll see in the end, is we're gonna treat the lumbosacral plexus like a leaky pipe. And this leaky pipe has 8 segments to it, starting at L2. So just go down the line to remember that. L3, L4, L5, S1, S2, S3, S4. Okay. 8 segments starting at L2. You just go down. It's a leaky pipe, okay? So what's leaking? It's leaking all of this water, which is going to be our various nerves. So at the top of the pipe, we have a leak. All of our water leaks right here are going to have 3 lines. So here's our first leak. 1, 2, 3 right there. There's another leak on the other side. 1, 2, 3 right there. We have a leak on the bottom. 1, 2, 3 right there. And another leak on the bottom. 1, 2, 3. This is a really leaky pipe, and we're going to end up with leaks that cover up this entire side right here. We need to have 3 on either one, but we don't have any more where we can do this without sharing, so we're going to have to share. So we're going to have a 1, 2, 3 right there, and 1, 2, 3 right there. Okay, so far we've just drawn lines. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but we have a mnemonic to help things start to make sense. So we have all this water shooting everywhere. What is all this water for? Water is sipping. So water is F-O, sipping, S-I-P-P. Okay. F in femoral nerve. O, obturator nerve. S, superior gluteal nerve. I use shorthand here. I, inferior gluteal nerve, more shorthand. Apologies for my penmanship. P, pudendal nerve. Other P, posterior femoral cutaneous nerve. Okay. So we have all these smaller leaks going on, and we still haven't even touched our sciatic nerve, the really big one that we care about, the most massive leak. Sciatic nerve is going to have 2 major divisions. Fibular, or common fibular, and tibial. Common fibular is also known as common peroneal. So you're going to see that both ways. Peroneal just means fibular. The 2 bones in the actual leg, from the knee down to the ankle, are going to be your tibia and fibula. The tibia is larger than the fibula, so it's going to have more spinal divisions that are contributing to it, and also you'll see more extra nerves that are coming off of it. So we're going to start at this gap that we put right here at the lower end of our femoral nerve to give our tibial division. So we have 5 segments for tibia, 3, and then in green for our fibular nerve, we're going to start at the same spot, but we're only going to go down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's small. So this green is going to be our common fibular. And red is going to be our tibial nerve. together, these two divisions make up our sciatic nerve. I don't know how important this is going to be for the stuff that we are currently learning in our anatomy courses, but I was taught L4 and L5 are going to be what is called your lumbosacral trunk. So there's that if we care about it. Other nerves that we're adding to this real quick. These are kind of random ones that I don't have something cute and funny for. There's going to be two different nerves that are going to have derivations from the input for tibial nerve. So we're going to have one that's coming off of the first three here. So L4, L5, and S1. It's going to be the nerve to, I can't spell, quadratus formis. And then one below that, so starting out at L5 and going 3 down, so L5, S1, S2, instead of L4, L5, S1, we're going to have our other one, which is a named nerve 2, whatever it's going to. There we go. That is going to be nerve 2 obturator internus. Okay. Yeah, good. The other two tiny little things that we care about that I've added to this so far. There may be things I'm missing. We have a little cutaneous nerve over here, coming off of L2 and L3. It is going to be our lateral femoral cutaneous nerve. And we have one more little nerve that is going to come off of the S1 and S2 contributions to common fibular, which I'm going to draw, I guess, down here because we're running out of space. And that one is going to be the nerve to piriformis. Okay. So great, we've named all these nerves. What exactly are they actually innervating? I'm trying to do that in a different color here so it's more clear. Femoral nerve, where is that going? That's an important thing to think about with these nerves because that's going to be able to tell you a lot of what they're actually innervating, just like we had with the upper limb. Femoral nerve, you're going to have coursing really in relation to the anterior thigh. So it's going to be innervating those muscles of the anterior thigh. What are those muscles going to do? They are going to flex the hip and extend the leg. So this is going to be innervating our hip flexors and our leg extensors. Femoral nerve is also going to be innervating the skin of our anterior thigh. All right. Obturator nerve. Don't have a cute way to remember this. Obturator, well, I mean, you can think about where you're going to find it too. It's going to be in between your adductor longus and adductor brevis. That is actually going to be innervating the majority of your adductors. So, adductor muscles. Superior gluteal is just kind of blunt memorization. It's going to be the gluteus minimus, your gluteus medius, and also your tensor fascia lata muscles. Inferior gluteal nerve is going to take care of the really big muscle. Lower gluteus maximus. I guess one way you could think of it is that the lower one is going to take care of, like, glute max is so big it needs a nerve all for itself. The other two can handle sharing a nerve because they're smaller, along with tensor fasciae lata. So there's one way to kind of separate those out for yourself. Pudendal nerve is not going to innervate any muscles that you actually care about right now, so far as lower limb. That's going to be innervating some external sphincters, which we will learn about next year. But right now, don't stress too much about what they're innervating, so far as I'm remembering right now. It is going to innervate also, in addition to the sphincters, the skin of the genitalia. Then we come around to our big ones, common fibular and tibial nerve. Tibial nerve, the tibial division of sciatic nerve, is going to be what is innervating our quadriceps muscles, our true quad muscles. Still can't spell.
You mean hamstring?
Hamstrings, I'm sorry. Thank you. It's almost 10 p.m., you guys. Hamstring muscles. It's going to be innervating our plantar flexors, right there, and also the intrinsic foot muscles. Once again, you can think about where these nerves are going to be coursing. Tibial nerve is going to be coming around back here, breaking out into anterior and posterior. Tibial nerve is going to be coursing here. Fibular nerve is going to be coursing along the fibula. It's named because of the bone that it is going along with. So we said plantar flexors, and intrinsic foot muscles. Common fibular, I was just taking whatever's left. That is going to be our dorsiflexors. And also our foot everters. Eversion being tilting your foot out, away. Inversion being tilting it in. Okay. There's more to all of this than what we put here. There's a lot of exceptions. There's different nerves that are going to be named nerves that are going off to extra muscles and so on and so forth. But this is a good starting point. It tells you some different areas that are related to specific nerves and gives you a jumping off point from here. So this is where I always start whenever I'm learning or relearning the anatomy of one of the limbs. Start out by getting your plexus down, really getting kind of a regional mindset, and then getting into the nitty-gritty from there. Beyond that, I would also really recommend drawing out, so once you have this down, I would recommend drawing out like a map of all the different nerves that we care about. So going from here and saying, okay, what does common fibular branch into? What landmarks is it passing? So on and so forth. Same with tibial, same with just whatever. Same thing with the arteries. Taking that and really drawing everything out from starting point all the way down, seeing what all the different branches are, all the different recurrent arteries, and so on and so forth. That's going to be that. Let me know if you have any questions.